What if the universe is not a coincidence? What if our every thought, emotion and action creates an invisible web that keeps coming back to us? In this episode, we'll connect the law of karma to the findings of quantum physics and look at reality as a living feedback system. Is it possible that we live in a cosmic mirror where everything we send out comes back to us with a precision beyond any logic? Let's dive into the depths of consciousness where science and spirituality cease to be opposites. Sometimes people ask me why the same painful situations keep recurring in their lives. Why they are always betrayed, why things don't go well, why they are weighed down by guilt or fear of the future. And I tell them, maybe we don't live in a chaotic world, but in a perfectly controlled feedback loop. At some point in my life, I realized that the universe is not just matter. That there is a deeper layer behind what we perceive with our senses, invisible, but extremely powerful. At that point, I became interested in karma, not as an abstract Eastern teaching, but as a possible system of life management that has its own laws. Laws that are not governed by the logic of ego, but by the laws of harmony, love and higher intelligence. Parallel to that, I started studying quantum physics. Not as a physicist, but as a person looking for answers. And the more I delved into this field, the more I felt that quantum reality and spiritual laws were not in conflict. On the contrary, they seemed to confirm each other. One of the key insights of quantum physics is that the observer influences the outcome of the measurement. A particle does not exist in a particular form until it is observed. It exists only as a potential, a wave of probability that materializes only when it interacts with consciousness. In other words, consciousness creates reality. And that's exactly how I understand karma. Every thought, every inner decision, every feeling, whether it is conscious or not, has its vibration, its frequency. And this energy does not disappear. It enters the field, the quantum matrix that records everything. And this field, this information energy matrix, will give it back to us at a certain time, in a certain place, in a certain form. Like a mirror, as an exact response to what we sent out. Sometimes all it takes is a slight emotion of envy or condemnation of another person, and in time we will be in a similar situation where suddenly we are the ones who are rejected, misunderstood or judged. Not because we deserve punishment, but because the universe craves balance. And balance is restored by feedback. So I began to understand that karma is a highly intelligent mechanism that is not static. It reacts dynamically, immediately, even though its consequences may take hours, days, months or even years to manifest. And yet, it is still the same energy, just slowed down into our space-time to show us what we have misaligned in ourselves. At the same time, I realized that this mechanism is not just individual. Every nation, every family, every clan, even all of humanity, is a collective karmic field. And the quantum laws apply to it as much as to the individual. If we as a society ignore the spiritual laws, if we deceive, destroy, hurt, sooner or later our civilization will disintegrate. Not as a punishment, but as a natural consequence of the disturbance of the balance. But the most important thing I realized is that this system is not cruel. It is deeply loving. It gives us an infinite number of chances. It teaches us not by destroying us, but by showing us what we have done wrong so that we can change it. And there is great hope in that. That's why when I experience something painful today, I don't ask questions anymore. Why is this happening to me? I ask, what was I supposed to understand? What information is the universe sending me? And the answers are coming. In the silence, in images, in sudden understanding. And when I receive them not just with my head, but with my whole heart, the pain changes. It relaxes. And in that moment, something heals. Not just in me, but around me. Because every change within is also a change in the field. And the field responds. Always. Today I believe we live in a cosmic feedback system that is perfect. And that the more I am in tune with this system, the less I need external miracles. Because the greatest miracle happens every day through my thoughts, feelings and actions. And if I cleanse them of fear, judgment and resentment, karma becomes my ally. Not with a chain, but with wings.